guys, welcome back to another episode of Life with Alex. And in case you're new here, welcome to Life with Alex. And have you subscribed to my channel? In case you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And today with me is my very good friend Gabriel. I will let him introduce himself. The floor is yours.
Asante, thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Gabriel Wanjala Hissa. I am, of course, I'm Kenyan. I am an accountant, but now practicing business.
He's an entrepreneur, yes.
Yes, so I run two businesses. One is a clothing business, men's clothing store called Hissa Store.
Yeah.
Then I also now have an electronics online shop called Pivot Technologies. All are, you will see them. I think I'll ask her.
Yeah.
To hype my business.
Yes. Yeah. So he owns a cloth line, he's a store, and he also have technology. You deal with laptops, computers.
Laptop computers.
Yes. Business.
And computer accessories.
Yes.
Generally, yeah.
So, and basically why you are here today, I want us to, you have been in business for quite some years, right? So, and I want us to talk about the business, the challenges you've faced. So I have some questions with me, and I want to hear your perspective, since you have the experience when it comes to business. What are the do's and the don'ts in a business, and I want your honest opinion about them. So I did come up with 7 questions I want to ask you, and I will dive straight into them. And the first question is, what are some of the basic things that anyone who wants to start a business should consider or need to know for any kind of business?
Before I answer the question,
yes,
I think I have to be clear because I've been in business, I think for now it's going 7 years.
7 years, okay.
And the last 2 years have a little bit proved to be successful. At least now I can see things moving.
Successful. I tend to think for the last 2 years, since 2020, it was totally opposite for the most businesses.
Yeah, I don't know what favor came on me, but I know for comparing to my previous
years.
Companies that I had started, I think this one has been the last 2 years have been a little bit more eye-opening, and now the success now has started coming in the last 2 years. So it takes quite some time for you to learn how businesses run and how to manage 1, 2, 3. And that is all. So going back to your question,
yes,
the nitty-gritties of starting a business, right? Now basically I think it's you have to, the best thing for someone for you to start a business, you have just to have that will to, because
the
it's
willpower to do something.
Because the journey is never that easy, but when you have that will, it will still drive you to start a business or to continue operating a business. Yes. So I hope I've answered that question.
Yes. Right? So you would say it's the will, and the will, you just have to say it's the will to do
the
something.
will to do it, because it is business is you have to be committed to do business, because you wake up every day in the morning, and now the business just needs you.
Yeah.
Because you as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you have to wake up in the morning and plan for the day.
Yeah.
So funny thing is, when you're starting, those are things that you will be doing. It will be a one-man show most of the time. Okay. However, how much you might have for capital, but for your business to go up, you have to commit yourself, your time, and your knowledge and everything in doing that business. If you don't do that, then just know that failure is coming your way.
Failure is coming
your way. Yes.
Oh, wow. The second question is, would you say money is a driving factor to a successful business, or is it the idea and implementation that really matters?
Now that depends on your experience. Because for me, with this experience now, I know if with money, I already have ideas. So with money, the money will just complement the ideas and how I will implement the ideas and the strategies of the business. But now the problem is if you have money and you haven't put in the strategy of how you can
You're going to
implement
run
your
the
ideas,
business, yes.
now that's another issue because you will end up, and that's what happened to me. You will end up spending your money on things that you don't need to spend on, or you will not solve your business problems because you have money. So you'll be using your money to solve your business problems. But until that money is over, that's when you'll start noticing that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need. So I think they complement each other. But first, I think the most important thing for someone, you just have to have a strategy and an idea. Now, once you have that, now look for money. And sometimes, depending on the type of business you want to start, it depends on how much now you're looking for. Yeah, because from nowhere, if someone gives you $1 million, Bob, you will squander the money if you don't have clear strategy of doing that business. Or knowing which exact business you want to do, and knowing the costs and everything that is involved in doing business, starting business, all those. You have to know all those things, and that is what is just about strategy, you know. And for a business, you can start without money. That one is something that I know.
Actually, I think that's part of the next question. What would you advise someone who has no money but has an idea and they want to venture into a specific business?
Yeah, choose the specific business that you want to venture into, and now review how you want to start the business. Because now, despite the fact that I said you have to have an idea for you to start a business, you also need to have some little money, of course, to at least buy stock. You know, if you're buying, for example, if you're selling lipsticks or plastic bags and all that, you have to, for a reason, have some little money to put into your business. But similarly, nowadays things have really changed with the internet, with technology and all that. You can start your business. For example, you want to start selling clothes, for example, how I started.
Yeah.
You don't have to have such money to invest into it. Look for, because that, I think most in Kenya now, most Kenyans now know. Look for suppliers of clothes first. Check what you want to sell, if it suits, know the prices and all that. Go online, open that Instagram page, open that Facebook page, and start posting. And maybe most of the time, I think even now WhatsApp is very easy, because every time you post a meme on your status, you get 200, 150 views. If you post jeans there, I'm very certain there are guys who will buy jeans from you.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to sell. I'm very sure people will buy from you. And that means once you get a client and you already know a supplier, you can easily go to the supplier, take the stuff, take to the client, client pays, you pay the supplier back, you know. So it's also that there is also that bit you have to, lazima ujitume.
Nairobi lazima ujitume.
You have to
put in the work. So on the same question, one thing I would love to ask you is, on this business you're starting, so should it come from like a passion that you want, like from your passion, or like what would you advise me, like would best work for me, like a business, like the way you know me, you know? Should it come from like my experiences? Should it come from something like I'm passionate about? So for example, like in your case, what made you decide, like, you know what, I'm going to start like a clothing kind of business?
My experience was different, because I had morphed into different businesses. Initially I had a travel company, taxis. Then I went to, that didn't work. I moved to a technology company. The one now have revived now. But I moved into it, and our purpose at that time, we were doing web design, software development, we were doing online marketing and all those things. But that didn't work too. So then one of the clients that I was working for on online marketing, she was doing clothing. So it was, now that is where now the idea came. Because I saw she was selling and all that, and I was like, I know how to sell online. I know how to create ads and do all those things. So why can't I just, and now it's something that kept bugging me for like 4 months, because I was serious doing other things, and I didn't know that that's something. But the day that I started that, I think, remember I had like 2K in my M-Pesa. I had just traveled from home, so I was broke. So I had 2K in my M-Pesa, and when I was home, I made a decision that once I reach Nairobi, the first thing I'm gonna do, because I had already created the page and all that, I'm gonna talk to my friend, who, the friend now I was working for. I also want to start doing clothing. So when I came, I talked to her, and now it was easy. Now she took me to some suppliers, and now it was easy for me to start, because I took pictures and just came to Facebook, created ads. Within a day I had sold 2 trousers, I remember. So from 2,000 I made 4,000, and now it started encouraging me. But that is how it came. For necessity for money, I think.
Necessity for money.
But later on, I now started noticing that I can do this, I can do it, I can enjoy it, you know. And now that is how I kept going. So I think the entire aspect, that what motivates you, it's more about your passion to do business, and passion to liberate yourself from poverty. That passion will push you to do anything. Yes,
and try out new things.
And try out new things, because sometimes you tell yourself you're passionate about fashion, and now you overthink about stuff, and it's just small things.
Very true.
Take earrings, take whatever, sell them. Simple stuff. You don't have to do big things for you to get to big things.
Actually, I'm coming to realize when it's quite late, you know, I think when we talk about you want to start a business, you always think about big things, you know, you want to start big, but you don't want to start with something that's bringing maybe like 10 shillings, 20 shillings, you know. You're trying to look at the big money, where else maybe you can start with like making that 50 shillings, which will make so much difference, you know.
And you actually, sorry to interject.
Yeah, it's
now
okay.
But what that does to you when you start doing business, what it does to you, you start learning the language of customers.
Yes.
What to do, the do's and don'ts in business. So someone will not come to you, tell you, sell, give me your jacket, I will pay you 50%, and I will pay you 50% after a month. You will not do that nonsense. But when you're starting, high chances you
because you're
make
desperate,
those mistakes.
probably. Yes. You
So
want
over
to make
time,
that sale.
Yes, over time now you start learning. With small business, over time you learn now how to handle customers, and to handle your sales, and to handle now your money, small monies. So over time now, once you start progressing, these lessons in selling sweets and all that will apply now to the bigger business. And that's the reason why people who are good businessmen are guys who started from 0.0,
from very small businesses.
From very yes. But a guy who starts business with 10 million, same thing will happen. If he doesn't have a lot of experience, he will lose that 10 million.
Yeah, true.
And will be in debt, 10 million in debt.
Yeah.
And now from there now he will start now discovering how he can make himself better. Now for him, luckily, once he discover himself, he's in a better position, a better step in business, so he will make it bigger. But when you start slow, it depends on how your finances, home, if you have money, or you yourself, you have money to start. So yeah, I think that's basically it.
So That is quite insightful. So the next question I have for you is like, you have been in business for years now. What are the lessons that you would love to share with our viewers, like the as you say, the do's and the don'ts? More so, basically, like in any kind of business, what would you say like are the key things, the key do's and the keys don'ts?
The key do's is just work. Work on your business and work on yourself. Because
You grow as your business grows.
yes, work on yourself. Work because if you don't work on yourself, you will derail your business. So working yourself is making sure that you are at peace with whatever you're doing and yourself, and you love what you're doing. No one will come to you and criticize you, or you will not feel any less of a human being if you as a man you doing salon stuff. So once you get at that point where you know yourself and you know what you're doing and you know your target, it is possible. Everything will be possible in business.
Another do?
You have to be specific. You have to be specific with what you want. By that I mean you have to be intentional. Intentional that you want to sell whatever you want to sell, and you don't want to you don't involve yourself now in other things. In other things I mean, integrity is critical. You never steal from anyone. Once you do that, you now start messing up your business. That is now how the fall starts. Just grind, but make sure that you don't steal from anyone. You don't eat anyone's money with unfairly.
Unfairly, yeah.
Yes. It's really critical. It's something that...
But it's so ironical. Let me cut you short. It's so ironical that in this country, the people who have made it is the people who have stolen, the people who are doing the dirty business, the people who are... Okay, I know it's so ironical, but that is the sad truth,
No, but I think you people read a lot on Twitter and you read a lot about Twitter and social media and all those things. And I don't think so. There are so many clean businessmen in this
I know.
country.
Okay, there are so many. Yes.
People that you know who are popular, those are politicians, and they're not businessmen. Those guys, some of them are just...
You have disqualified them from being real businessmen.
No, it's because they're them who are popular. But real businessmen, I'm telling you, the reason why most businesses grow is because of integrity. True. If you don't put with no integrity, that business will not go anywhere. And that's the reason why someone starts business, becomes successful, and now later on after 10 years they have scandals. And that business will die in 10 years. But the real people who do business out here, there's so many people who do clean business out here.
Very true.
It's just that they're not popular and they don't come here to tell people that but I can assure people, you do clean business, you have your peace. Because I will sleep because I know there's no one is following me. I have their money.
You're not like risking your life. You are at peace with everybody.
I'm at peace with everybody. So when I wake up in the morning, my main agenda is just to
focus on the business.
To focus on my business and solve the problems of my business. And I think with that, that's where success comes in. So the don'ts. Don't steal from your customers or anyone or your employees. You fail to pay them and all those things.
Oh yeah. Also, as like an employer, you want your workers to work for 12 hours and you're paying them peanuts. You're not even giving them health insurance.
Yes, or anything. If you're not making enough, talk to your guys. Talk to them. Have have at least a conversation for them to understand what's going around the business and how now you can
But do you
make
think,
more.
like, for example, like you as a boss, do you think it's quite would you listen to your juniors when they tell you, you know what you're paying me? Okay, for you, because I know you, I think you would. But so for so many business, like for so many bosses, sorry, do you think, like, for example, if I approached my boss today where I work and tell him, you know what you're paying me is not enough for what I'm doing, I think the mentality with so many bosses, or rather CEOs, or rather directors, is like, if you think this is not good enough for you, then you can get out of my, I can always hire and employ somebody else. I think that's the mentality out here.
Yeah,
And it
but
goes back to what you had said. Like, I think sometimes it's all about knowing your value, and knowing yourself, growing as probably as your business grow, sometimes you might be somewhere and you outgrow the business, or rather you outgrow the organization. So
yeah.
but in the point whereby, like, you're saying, like, for an employee to approach, like, maybe an employer and tell them, you know what you're paying me is not so many of them, they are good. There are some who are good and they will listen, but often than not, very few will listen and act to it. Yes, because I have seen also in situations whereby your employee probably was involved in like an accident, and with health insurance, it takes like a whole process, and it's something like ABCD for you to even approve for that person to go ahead to, sorry about that, to like get even the health insurance. And it's as simple as, it's not even about the health of that employee. You're not even mindful of your employees' healthcare. So it's not so many bosses who will listen, to like the cries of, yeah, they are your employees. But I think by the end of the day, if like you're in good terms with your employees, they're happy, they're working in happy spaces, that is when like a business gets to be productive.
Yeah, but one thing that you need to consider is businessmen are just human beings.
True.
They are never perfect.
Yeah,
So
very true.
of course, if I've started my business, that's my baby. So however how much you come to
like your
me,
firstborn
however
baby.
how much you come to me, and whatever you're providing, I know I can easily live without you.
Yeah.
But similarly, now it all depends on whatever you've said, because it depends on the structures and the strategies of that business. Because for me, if I'm paying guys 30,000 a month, 3 guys in a certain position, and this one in 20,000 and another one in 70,000, I've already done my budget for that year, and I know this is how much we'll be making, and this is how much we'll be paying our employees, and this is how much we will take to whatever
Maybe to
welfare
the
for the
business,
client.
or yeah.
So you coming to me and now explaining to me you have an issue, you want a pay rise. There are so many factors
To
so many
consider.
factors to consider.
Yeah.
So financially, there are so many factors that if I have to start paying medical cover for my employees, and maybe I'm not making that much to afford that, so that one I will remove it, of course. But someone will feel like not doing enough, because maybe you're seeing there are payments that I'm receiving 10 million, 1 million, 500,000. You feel, we are making money for this guy, but you don't know the expenses that are tied on those amounts. You don't know how much losses that this guy, things are happening that he has to pay. So sometimes you assume the guy has money, but in real sense, he's balancing now the budget. He's budgeting for employees to make sure that he can consistently pay you for an entire year, not to pay you for 6 months and now the business starts struggling.
Oh yeah.
No. Similarly, I can't now come to change your salary, and I have 5 other guys there.
True.
Yeah, so that will be unfair to the other guys. So that means if I have to increase the salary, I have to increase the salary on, yes, and for every employee. So those are the factors that someone has sometimes considers. So I always say, for employees, if you feel like someone is not paying you enough, communicate it out. But now, respectfully, also understand some of these dynamics that are happening in the
In the
business,
yeah.
he will not come to you and tell you, "Oh, we paid this much for tax, we paid this." He will not come and tell you that.
Very true.
But those are things that he's going through. But also consider that's his business.
Yeah, true.
So whatever
then,
he does with this money, it's his business.
Then
it's not your business.
Yeah,
You,
very true.
yes, take your salary and that's fine. Yeah, I think it's a tricky part for, I know it's a tricky part for business owners and now for employees.
Yeah.
That balance is
quite
a
hard.
difficult one.
Yeah. So on to the other question is, what would you advise somebody who is employed and wants to maybe probably like quit employment and start like a business?
I think I was there before.
You've been there before.
So I danced the music. It's not easy. I was there before.
So everybody keeps on saying like, have a strategy, have an exit strategy. That is what I hear most. But often than not, you'll find yourself, even the strategy you think like you're going to exit with probably doesn't even happen that way.
Yeah, because
often than not.
Because when you are employed, you will always be waiting for the paycheck end of the month.
True.
And it's something that you are accustomed to.
It's something you're guaranteed.
You really don't know what your boss is going through to get the money to give you if business is slow. So you don't have that much. You don't have a lot of worries because your paycheck will come in. And if your paycheck will not come in, someone owes you money.
True.
But now the problem with business is now you have to wake up and work.
You have to do you determine your paycheck by the end of the day.
You have to wake up and work.
Yeah, true.
So and there are a lot of frustrations now. The frustrations you get from work, however how much you're frustrated, you will still go tomorrow and an itinerary of activities will be planned for you to do. You'll be told, do this, do this. So you will have to do them.
Yeah.
But now working as a businessman and or a woman, and you are down, let me say you're stressed or something. Now it will be difficult for you to wake up and now go and work and all those things. So now that is where now you have to make sure that you learn how to control your feelings and now to control your feelings generally. Because when you're feeling down, you will have to wake up and go work, because now how will you pay your rent?
So this is where discipline comes in when it comes to business.
Yeah, discipline. You have.
So even on bad days, you still have to wake up and do the work.
On bad days, you have to wake up if you have a shop, if you have an office, to go to work.
True.
For it is, you don't have an option.
It's not like an alternative that you have.
You actually don't have, because if you don't work, and maybe you've employed guys, you have rent, shop rent, home, you have to eat and all those things. You have salaries to pay, you have all those things. You sleep, who will do that? Who will pay?
So this I would love to ask you, like personally, like for you, on days you don't feel like I can't, like there are days you wake up and you feel like I don't feel like I want to do this, like I just need like
to sleep
or I just need to rest or something. So what do you do on such days? How do you handle like such days?
Do I remember how I do it? But for some reason I do. There are days that are too heavy that sometimes you don't leave the house. But there are days that you and then especially the days that are heavy are the days that I'm not making any business. That I don't have any activities going around. I don't have any sale that I need to send to clients and all that. But the days that I have a sale are the days I'm motivated. Sometimes you are low, but you have to wake up and go and sort out that issue, because at the end of the day, it's money that
your
get.
life is dependent on that.
But there are days that you barely wake up, but you wake up, you work. Sometimes you feel like you've not worked because you are low, but you've worked actually. So it's a balance over time. But over time now I've now known how to control myself, to tell myself that however how much I'm feeling low, it will
this
get
has
better.
To be done, yeah.
And it will get better. So for me, a little bit, I'm a believer, so I think prayer does more. Prayer and now leaving the house and going to work, you know.
Interesting. So that has been quite interesting. So the next question is,
did I answer that question that you
yes,
had asked?
yes, you did. So in this case, to summarize that question on somebody leaving employment and coming to
Oh
be
yeah,
self-employed.
I didn't answer it. Yes, I didn't. That's the reason why I've asked you. Now, if you want to leave employment to come to business,
Yes.
Strategize. Make sure that you're ready. Make sure that you know that these are the things that are going to happen. It's not easy. Now, I assume now you've saved enough. If you've saved enough and you know you can start your business, start your business before you leave your work. So you save, start your business. If it's a salon, start it. And no, but that business that you can't start when you're working in another office, such as salon and kinyozi and all those things.
Because you have to be physically there to manage
you
and
have to
overlook
and, there, and some of these things you have to actually have hands-on, so that even if you get other businesses or you working somewhere else, you have hands-on experience in a way that you know how your business operates. What the biggest mistake that people make is that you don't understand how your business operates.
Oh, true.
It's how your business runs. That if I take this cloth from here, it will take 2 hours for it to the client. And this is what the client will say, high chance, and this is what I will tell the client, and this and this and this. And those small things, those small details, that's the reason why I was saying, when you start doing small business, you will learn small things. Those are things that you will learn. It's like you will get that understanding and that wisdom in doing business, of how to deal with clients, how to deal with employees, how to deal with different guys that you're working with, your suppliers and all that. So it will be easier for you now to understand the little things, the dynamics of business, you know. So if you don't understand those things and you are working and you've started your business, you will be training your employee who is helping you to become a businessman. So in a year or even 6 months, that guy will start taking over your business without you knowing. So that's the reason why.
Because they know how your business operates more than you, the business owner, knows.
Yes, that's the reason why the guy will resign today, and in a month he has the similar business like
as
yours.
You are, yeah.
Because
and that happens a lot. It really happens a lot.
Because he's been the one learning in the business.
Yeah.
But
if you give him him or her a platform to
grow, you know. And now similarly, that guy will be getting, every time he earns 3,000, he will give you 2,500.
The 500 is his.
Yes.
And mark you in the 2,500, he also have you expect exactly he's expecting something from the 2,500.
Yes.
So by the end of the day, he ends up like benefiting all way.
Yes. So generally, actually, that is, those are things that people sometimes, when you start a business, those are the things that you have to consider. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you are at work and you want to quit and start a business, think deep, save enough, and just come out.
Do you think saving enough is there something like saving enough?
Yeah.
Or because I believe when it comes to business, I think everything is a risk.
I'm talking about saving enough in a way that you give yourself 6 months. Once you leave the work, and now 6 months at least, you can be able to handle your shit. Handle now your house. sorry for that. Okay. You can be able to buy your food, and now you can pay your rent. Most of the time, that is what is necessary for you to do business. As long as you have peace in your house, now you've paid the rent and you have food, you will be able
that is the standard,
the standard.
Yeah.
So you need to give yourself at least 6 months. You have that standard going, because in 6 months is when now you will have learned a lot. And
so what if in cases whereby it's been that 6 months and still there's nothing like that is happening in the business? What really happens?
And now that's where life happens. Now you have to think outside the box. you actually have to think outside the box, because before you leave that job to go, you have to have that strategy. No, that this is the way I will be marketing, this is what I will do, and talk to guys who can give you these small nuggets of information, because you will have to have these things in place, so that when you leave the work, you just come to another work. However, how much it will be difficult here and there, but you will be at least working and working on something. So in 2 months, you will have learned something and sold a few things, and now have learned something from whatever you'll be doing. So that you make sure now in 6 months, you will be able to be making enough money for your food and for your rent, and now to pay your guys. Yeah. So that is exactly the reason why you have to save. Mostly, you have to save. Make sure that you save now. If you're going to open a barber shop, of course, now you have to have money for the barber shop
the
setup
equipment
and the equipment and all that. But similarly, you have to have now money for the rent of the barber shop, and now money for the
rent of your house
and food. Those things are very critical. So when you have that, you will be at peace now to work consistently, and it will come to pass. But for those guys who don't have work and all that, now start with anything that you have, because now life is survival. You have to survive. You have to do it for you to survive. I think too,
it's a tricky situation.
it's you need more grace to handle some of these things.
Wow. So the next question is, would you prefer partnership or sole proprietorship? Partnership, sole proprietorship, which one would you encourage?
For me personally, based on my experiences, I go with sole proprietorship. Reason is because through my business life, I've had different experiences, and one thing that I've known is that no one is coming to help me.
True. Nobody's coming to save you.
No one is coming to save me.
Very true.
And no one has ideas like mine. So I'm not the smartest, but I know whatever I have in my head, not everyone will replicate the same thing. And now you will be explaining to your partner about your business, and they will not be understanding exactly what you're saying.
It is because the passion and the vision is in you. Nobody else will get to understand it more than the way you yourself you understand it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. So I'll always, me personally now, where I am, I'll want to be in control of everything. I wouldn't want to be in partnership with anyone unless, I don't know, whatever the project is. Unless now the time I'll build my companies to be big enough, I can partner. But now that one,
or rather
you can will be based on certain terms that now we have to agree on. But when starting, my personally, I don't think if partnership is something to go. I think your passion and goal and grit is always different from someone else.
Very true.
And when you put someone into your basket, sometimes
they might not understand where you're coming from and or whatever you want to.
And you will be pushing them. You will be pushing them to do things, and they don't feel like they want to do them because they don't know.
They don't understand.
Yes. But now the fact that when you work alone, everything is in your hands. Now you can push your stuff as you want. You can now make decisions. If they are wrong, you die with them. They are right, you move with them.
You have nobody to blame for.
You have nobody
for your decisions.
Yes, because sometimes you make decisions, and when you are partners, you make a decision, and when it goes wrong, even yourself you feel bad because you feel like you're letting down the business. And somehow the other person might withdraw. Maybe sometimes they don't know, but they have withdrawn their intent of doing business. So for you sitting there, and I always prefer when you're starting business, start alone and learn a lot
By
about
yourself.
yourself, because you will learn a lot, know yourself, and now you'll know more about the you will know yourself actually. Business will has a way to make you know yourself, has a way to make people now discover themselves. They discover the do's and don'ts, discover their value system, and that is another part, because you can start a business with your friend in high school. When you are within high school or in college or whatever, but over time as you grow, your value system is changing. So you going this side and he's pulling you this side, so you will never meet in between. So that business, high chances it will go down.
Actually,
Yes.
I'm trying to think of, like, me. I have never done a partnership ever. I think I have done a partnership with my sister, and things, it didn't last for a very long time. Things didn't go as expected, but I think we have never like blamed each other and all that, because we did understand like what went wrong, what didn't work out, but we don't have any hard feelings apart from that. And it was like a very short term kind of partnership. What I prefer is sometimes, if like I'm not able to do something on my own, I will ask for your help in terms of 1 to 3 things, and if there's a way I can reciprocate that when you need me in what you're doing, then I can do that. That's the kind of partnership I look up to. So because
Actually, one thing that I've discovered, I'll rather hire someone to come and help me than partner with someone. Yeah, because the goals are different, and sometimes it ties you up. It ties you up
very
to
true.
do so much, and I know business partnerships work out here, but it's always high chance that you will outgrow each other.
Very true.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way.
High chance you will outgrow each other. I have a friend of mine. They have a club. They started like 2020. That club is now doing so well. But one of the guys now, the friend of mine, he's now moved out. He wants to leave the place. He's already opened his own club, and the other guys don't want to let him because now it's involving a lot of money. So they're having back and forth. Yes.
Yeah. I think most of partnerships, when it comes to friendships, I personally have like always have had that strong feeling that you guys you will at some point collide, kwa sababu you have different opinions, like, and as I said before, like nobody understands you so much as, you know, like this is your idea. Nobody understands why you want to do that idea. And probably I might tell you, you know what, come, let's do, you know, YouTube, you know. You don't understand where I'm coming from. That's why I want us to do YouTube, you know. But me, I will put in the time and the effort. It's because it's something that is in me, you know. And we will, as I said, like different opinions, different having also that part of outgrowing each other. You alone understands. You understand why you're doing this, and as you said before, having like making the decisions, you know, and like when they bite you, there's nobody who's going to point hands and like point at you, you know, this was wholly your decision. And what people need also to understand is like sometimes, yes, we outgrow some things, which is a bit tricky. It's a difficult balance. It's a very difficult balance, and unless like but I don't know, I have never been for partnership. I'm usually very skeptical for partnerships. Very, very.
But that is just my experience. So there are so many guys who have been
partners and it has worked out. True.
So yeah.
So what on to our last question. Time is far much gone. What are some of the profitable business that one can start with like around 20,000 Kenya shillings? You know, parting shot. 20,000 Kenya shillings.
It's an online business. Have your Facebook page.
But do you think 20,000? Because when you talk about online business, I think key thing is marketing.
Yeah,
and you won't tell
that's
me
what I'm
with...
saying. That's what I'm saying. Because now I'm looking at it. You can't open a shop with that money, will you?
No, you can't.
You won't. You will open maybe Mama Mboga. That would be possible. Mama Mboga, and I think that's all you can do. There's no much. There's no much I can say, or even some, even the jiko for samosa is normally, is it samosa or
with 20
sausages?
That the smoky
sausages.
thing kind
smoky
of
thing. Yeah. How much is that jiko?
I think it's around is it 7,000? Roughly up to 10,000, I think.
Yeah, such business is what you can start with that. If you are not a little bit tech savvy, or you have so much limiting you. But if you are someone who's gone to school and you can operate a Facebook page or Instagram page. Opening a Facebook page and Instagram page is free. So you open an Instagram page, you find a business name, you create a logo. A logo is creating is 1,500, even 1,000, but you get someone who will make you a good logo for that. And now look for the things that you want to sell. If you want to sell,
there's always something to sell out here.
Yes,
there's
if you
always
want,
something.
you can go to Gikomba, collect a bale of mtumba, and now start making pictures and posting them on Instagram. And now you can find someone who can help you with social media boosting and all that. It's not so difficult. It's not something that is rocket science for someone who's going to school to know. So for a guy who is not tech savvy and doesn't have a smartphone and all that, maybe you can now go for smoky and Mama Mboga stuff. But a person that I know, you gone to university or even college, you know how to use Instagram and Facebook and all
TikTok,
Twitter and all the other stuff.
Telegram.
I don't see why you should go to doing smokies. And now you can sell branded t-shirts, you can sell duvets, you can sell all that. Because these things, you just go take 5, put them in the house. Make sure they create an ad. Start chatting with your clients. Simple and clear. Yes. So it's setting up the Facebook page and all that. It's a little bit technical. So you can look for someone to help you on that. Yeah. Mi ukinipea kidogo mi nitakusaidia. Nitakusaidia ukini, because I know those are things I know. But
you're
it's
good
not
at stuff.
it's not something that it's rocket science. I expect once you learn, it's something you run with. But if you adamant doing that, then you can go ahead and open a samosa, smoky, choma sausages and all that.
But those two things, they make really good money.
Mayai, vitu kaa
Yeah,
hizo.
they really make good
Sasa
money.
shida with our Kenyans, ni maringo mingi. I don't know if our girls, our slay queens will do that.
They would. Why would they?
Yeah, but if you can,
As I
why
said,
not do it?
okay, to me, with parting shot. Let me start by saying, I think for me, business is a mindset. For any business to succeed, it's all about the mindset. I think you can do anything I think you're capable of doing anything that you want to do. You just have to put in the discipline, the passion, and just know what you want to do. And know who you are, know the reason as to why I'm starting this business is because of 1, 2, 3 things. There are some days you will feel like, I don't want to do this. It's okay. You can take one day. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You can take maybe like a day and you're like, today I'm not, but don't let it to be 2 days of you not working, 3 days of, you need the motivation. I think for any business to operate, I think it all have to start with a change in the mindset. That's according to me. Because I think any business has a potential of thriving.
Actually,
more so in Kenya.
Yeah.
So it's
You're
about
right.
the mindset.
You're right. It's for you to achieve anything in life.
It's the mindset.
It's about the mindset.
True.
And it's not all about business.
In
It's
anything.
in anything that
In
you want to do.
everything you undertake, it's about the mindset.
And believe that whatever you do, it will come to pass.
True.
And some of us who are believers, I think it's more a testimony that you believe in yourself and you
And you
believe
can
in
do
what you're
anything.
doing.
Yeah.
You can do anything. And over time now, I've done business for some time. I haven't been very successful. Now over time now, I've started discovering that now I can do anything. I can do any type of business.
Anything.
Now that
you set your mind you want
yes,
to do.
If you focus, man, you can do anything. So
That is so true.
for me, I think that's all. It's about your mindset. Once you change that and you focus on one thing that you wanna do, you will
Then
do
the
it.
rest will flow actually.
Yes.
And above all, sorry about that.
Yeah. I think the rest will flow once you put in the work. Putting in the work is necessary.
Is very true.
Yeah.
And above all, put God first. You know,
Yeah, of
your
course.
ideas,
Yeah, of course.
what you want to implement. Ask God to give you the wisdom, you know, like I want to do this, but is this the right thing to do? Also have that gut instinct. You know, when things are right, there's that gut that tells you, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
When things is not like the really right thing to do, there's that gut instinct that tells you, hey, I think you're moving to the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And often they're not even if like maybe as for you, for the businesses that have failed, I'm so sure you've come out with lessons, you know.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
many
it's
lessons.
like a way of
I
saying
think,
like you're moving to the wrong direction. I think you need to restructure again and look into something else.
yeah, no,
That's
the
how I
lesson, those
see.
lessons, I wish I would not have learned lessons, losing a lot of money
Oh.
at that time. But those lessons are now what is helping me now to be calm when doing business, to be calm when
Your emotions
things
are
are
not
not
everywhere.
yes when I'm, because I always know nowadays when I'm down, I know I can point, this is the reason why I'm down.
This is the
But
reason.
now the reason why I'm down is because it's bringing memories from the past. So however I am here, I know by evening I will be better. So what I do is I pray and go jogging.
That is how you ease the stress.
Yeah, you have to. Without that,
Uh-huh.
man, you run crazy.
You will run into fall into depression.
Yeah, mental.
Mental health.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming
Asante sana.
over here. It's
Thank you
been
so much.
interesting. I think I have learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
And I think we'll still do another session, you know. And like
now we need to do a session. No.
And it's okay. We need to do a session on.
No.
You're always You're
we'll
always
talk about
welcome
it.
here.
We'll talk about it because
Off camera.
my objective,
Yes.
because I'm now noticing that I can be talkative. I can be talkative in
such platform.
In such a platform.
Thanks to me.
Yes. So I know that is something that will come later on in my life, but we will talk about something.
Okay,
yes.
sawa.
Next time, invite me and I'll give you a topic.
Of course, I'm so sure you're going to see him back again here. We will have a session together. So, and in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that I will tell these people to subscribe to my channel.
Tafadhali,
Imagine
subscribe to...
Even views nowadays zimeenda chini. You're not watching my videos, you're not even subscribing.
Please subscribe. we want to push her to 1,000
subscribers. Imagine.
So that she can start earning something from this. You know, we want to help our sister to make sure that she can be earning something. She will employ you, by the way.
Amen.
Or anything.
Amen.
She's gonna go far with her talks. There's something in her, and over time, as you continue talking, you are going to discover yourself. You discover so much
about me,
about yourself, and so much about your purpose, and that is really the most important stuff.
Thank you for your kind words.
It's gonna shape up. It's gonna shape up to better.
Thank you so much. So it's been interesting, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Also, let's interact in my comment section. Tell me of what are some of the things like maybe you would want us to discuss when it comes to business, when it comes to money, when it comes to relationships. So, And yeah,
And religion.
and religion.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
religion. So it's been real. Until next time. Bye.
Ciao.